Welcome, my friends, to the first ever Heart Consciousness show. I am your host, Kati, and I'm so happy to finally be here together. It has been a journey, but the calling has been clear for some years that we are here to share a space devoted to grace, devoted to a higher level of life than we have known through our human minds. We are here to experience a greater peace and realization of this beautiful mystery of life through our own experience. I call it God's office. We are here to do the work to realize our best life. So, with this, the invitation is to use this space and its many elements, however it works intuitively for you. This game of heart consciousness is all about recognizing the wholeness of our humanity, and that in every moment, there's a new resonance. There's a new way to play. So this is really about optimizing our dynamic flow in life and being more playful with it. So just a quick intro on the game as it stands now is there's the written component. There is the live component. And we want to welcome it all. This is Tex. And the video, that's alive. And the design, artistic component on the Instagram, the written is gonna be in the links, kind of everywhere throughout the game. And the real nature is that it's collaborative and ever evolving. So the greatest impact of this game happens by applying it to our own life. So with this, I would love to invite you into a meditative space wherever we are right now, just finding the spaciousness of our breath. Just settling into ourselves. And with the meditative space that we share, we recognize that meditation is not just for the benefit of our own individual self, but that meditation is really about tuning into the vibration of Earth, of the collective, of the whole. And that this whole thing is about settling our mind from the many places and projections and ideas it may have going on in any given space and time. and relaxing our inner space. Realizing that we are flowing with the entire universe. And it is not up to us to control life. Hallelujah. This is the magic of this energy we are here to share. It's the release of the tension and pressure to control life and the receptivity to what is in our scenes of play in any moment. It's the relinquishing of the heaviness and the pressure that we have carried in our human mind. And it is the openness to what is. The devotion that I'm here to share is the devotion to God. And when I say God, what I mean is an energy field. I mean a universal love, a truth beyond our separate illusions, our illusions of separateness, our sense of self that is based in past experience that is limited from our perspective just by nature, and opening to a greater something that is not a thing, but it is a reality that is beyond our perception. And in this way, our game of life can take new forms in alignment with this consciousness of play, of enjoying and of being the love that we seek. So we want to use this space as totally open space for everything that we are, bringing our full self, allowing ourselves to move and to sit and to have our eyes open or closed and trust our own flow. Ooh. To be free, free to be in greater clarity and greater peace. Letting life breathe us deeply. And opening to the perceptual shift that A Course in Miracles defines a miracle as a shift in perception. And it's so brilliant and practical at the same time, because we realize one little shift in our awareness can change everything. Whether that's a split-second aha moment, whether that's randomly meeting somebody that just changes the game. And all of these recognitions that in an instant Our life can change for the better. Our life can change in a way that we could have never planned. That this is the essence of the magic and the miracle space that's very grounded in the true reality. So, this is to say, the more open that we can be in this space together, collectively, the more the magic we open to. The more we can release the judgments and even our need to understand words or hold on to concepts. We can leave that all at the door here and feel into our own resonance. Feel into what's true for us and follow that flow. This is a game space of harmony within the fullness of our being, harmony with the now, and refining and expanding our own sense, our own experience of this brilliant harmony that is possible. For us to be vessels or players in the game of life for the ultimate treasure, which we all get to discover in our unique ways for ourselves. Arriving at this space has been a journey, as my experience in this human body has been one of a very intense mind, sensitive and loud at times. It seemed to obscure my sense of self. And self with the capital S is the self in the essence that we all are. This energy beyond the heaviness of the weights that we carry for some times. And that essence of love, that essence of peace and equanimity that is within and beyond all of the changing forms in our dynamic lives. And that this is what we are here to cultivate. So what I call the heart power. Let's tune into this heart power now. And this is the real work of God's office, which is all of our lives, God's studio, this cinema, this playing field. What are we working for? This is its real question. So often we can get confused in the mind of what this purpose is in our now, and that we may be working for these external agendas for others, for some material gain. This game invites us deeper into the recognition that what we are really here to play for is our highest experience of life, our highest reality, and that the way and the destination are one. So as we return our attention from the changing attractions of the mind, back into this spacious, calm, loving, powerful center. We engage our life with our full power of presence. And this is the real gift, our presence. It is how we live our life. It is what creates our life with the elements of our environment. So we are here to cultivate the power of our presence and recognize this highest power of the heart, which is beyond the physical organ, and it is the core of our being that is both experienced in our physical worlds as the heartbeat and our loving connection point. And it is the energetic, spiritual, unseen force that connects the entire universe. This is the truth and the power we are here to share in. And the essence here is that we all, in these earthly bodies, get to experience it in our own way, our own unique expression of the heart. Will never look the same between two beings. We are uniquely drawn to life through this power in our unique paths that intersect and weave in a beautiful synchronicity. So in this space, we are letting go of the concepts and ideas of comparison, which is simply not rooted in the truth that there is no comparison or no one way in the material physical world. Yet there is the one way of the heart. It's about simply being with our now in our most optimal way. Recognizing that there is only the now. And this paradigm shift from the identification with the mind that thinks in time, that our life can change in a radical way by embracing a higher perspective, a higher consciousness, and embracing ourselves fully now. This is space to calibrate to our now. Safe space to be as we are. And to perceive our life in a lighter way. To drop the judgments, laugh a little bit at ourselves, and just play. To feel the depths of our reality, and to invite a new way to navigate the challenges in a way that truly honors our inseparable connection, that honors a greater possibility than we may be seeing. This beauty of this magic space is that it reminds us that there is a simpler way to discover that when we give it to God, when we relinquish our tension and sense of control, we lighten up literally from the inside out, and we open to a higher plan, a higher unfolding. That is and always was here. It's not about working harder or struggling and spinning our wheels in life. It's about relinquishing that energy from our system completely so that our experience of life is a free flow of energy, is an adventure where the not knowing of what comes next, of these deep corners of this mystery, that this not knowing becomes a beautiful ally. That the more that we don't know, the more that we can open to what could be. And we allow our minds to be vessels, to be tools, instruments of a higher consciousness. And in our greater spaciousness, we have the lived experience of the spontaneous arising of life, where we recognize it all comes from inspiration. Our mind can be a tool that we aren't needing to use in a controlled way. Can we recognize that when we try to control the mind, that doesn't work? So this is about reconfiguring our understanding of what all these tools, all these forms of life are here for, and how they operate in the highest harmony, in our highest potential. And the mind's highest potential is that of an instrument of pure consciousness. And our journey is to simply allow its fullness, which we may have experienced the dark shadows and struggles and compulsions and temptations of the mind to engage life in a certain way. And now we are here to say we are open to a new way. We are open to letting go of the stuff that doesn't serve us and letting in the spacious possibility for our highest reality. For what's possible for you and me when with new eyes we come to see the beauty of true creativity, and the ease that we can allow into our life. This game is about expanding our experience of peace. It's about opening to higher connection with one another. Higher meaning beyond the senses of lower frequency connection, senses of guilt and resentment and frustration with these things and beings in our worldly experience that we meet in these energy fields, right? That we see and challenge. And it's about relinquishing the need to fix ourself, the world, and to allow a greater presence, a greater energy beyond the limited sense of self that we have known, to take care of life. At the core of our being, we all seek the same essence. This freedom in ourself, this radiance of our own clear mind and heart. And so the simple way of the heart path is to embrace it all of the shadows and the contrast that make this worldly realm possible, and recognize that this essence that we all inherently seek needs not add anything to ourself, but simply to let go of the thoughts, the attention, the attraction of our attention to those energies that we don't prefer, that feel heavy. We can allow them to move through our screens of play, to move through our screens of perception. In the lightness of our center, recognizing that all energy is in constant transformation. And so we are allowing life to transform, to transmute these heavier energies that we have experienced. In our own natural simplicity. We don't need to search with the mind in some straining to figure out the truth, figure out what is being said, to figure out life. We get to realize that the mind can't even possibly understand or compute the wholeness of this universal existence. And in that, we experience the freedom, the release of the tension and stress and constriction. And we allow ourselves to float with life, experiencing it rather than controlling and fighting with it. This is the essence. In whatever words and ways that we can all feel it and resonate with it in our being. It is to release the inner conflict and to be guided and navigate with more skillfulness and playfulness, and see what this life we experience can transform into. Not looking to some external conditions to fulfill our projections, but to be in the space of ourself that is home. To receive the divine reality that is ours, and that is not a projection of what we think should be ours. Ultimate trust in life is such a beautiful field for us to live in. It changes everything in our dynamics. When something appears that may trigger in us a wanting to be different, or whatever, comes into our field, whether we seem to want it or not, whatever comes into our field, we recognize this as part of God's direction. And our openness to the wholeness of our field begins to grow as we soften into it. And the sense of separation, distinction, and the fear and threat that comes from that, these strong boundaries between self and life, begin to dissolve. And this doesn't mean that we don't have boundaries in our day-to-day life interactions with others, but we see that we are guided to create the right ones. There's a totally new play with this realm of polarity. And there's an optimal way of navigating in our games of life. This is what this space is here for us to come together in this virtual space that we share to inform and spark activations for one another of whatever may serve our more peaceful, clear, loving, powerful, true engagement of our life in earth realm. We find that the more spacious, open, light, free we are, the more synchronicity guides our path. The more we are guided to connections that are spacious, beautiful, and free, where we can see the beings in our lives as walking beside us on this journey home to the true self. We do not need to manipulate others or our relationships in any way. For there is this magic in the not knowing, this depth in each being's universe of experience that we can't possibly truly see, understand in our minds, but we can engage with it in our highest way. We can open to the brilliant mystery and allow our own meeting of other forms of life to be filled with love. And I use the word love. And it's also this highest energy, this authenticity, this realness, where the love is what's the true reality between things within ourselves, and we find our center of guidance. And the beautiful precision with which it has always been. This space is versatile. We may chat, we may sing, we may move, we may break into random appearing silence. The essence is not to have an agenda, but to flow with what's here and to simply share space devoted to God, devoted to inner peace, beyond the words, devoted to the expansion of our comfort zones, the expansion of the mind, and just being in this space can be magical. We are here growing together, evolving together as one whole being, as one whole organism, as one earth energy. We are reflections for one another, for us to see our humanity, to grow in our empathy, and to expand our experience of divinity. The divine is unchanging. It always is as it always was, eternal. This one light of peace, this one voice. It is one. And yet our experience is as many. So this game is about the dance of our many expressions with this one unchanging reality, divinity. My work is about expanding this peace through our minds by understanding and perceiving life in a new way. If this resonates with you, I am so thankful for your presence. If it doesn't and you're still here, wow, thank you for this also. If you feel, if anyone comes to mind that this work may resonate with or could serve, please share it. This is our collective mission, and opening this space is this opening to truly whatever possibility that we can collaborate and expand this energetic experiment in this power of peace. See what we can create, what energetic ripples can come of this heart energy, which grows as it is shared. So this is the mission. Thank you for being here. Engage and play in your own way, because the greatest gift that we can give to one another is our own presence, our own peace, our own inner stability, where we're not projecting our illusions, but we are expressing our gifts, our authenticity, and sharing in this higher field. So may we realize this higher field together. May we open to our unique gift of life. Release the stress and pressure that we are here to release. Let it transform into guidance to who we truly are. And may we realize the reality of only love.